In 1964, the Beatles exploded onto the scene, but in 2 brief years, their whole lives would change. March 25th, 1966, to be on a Friday, to be exact, in downtown London, this photo session took place with the Beatles wearing turtleneck shirts to be an innocent photo shoot that Robert Whittaker was the photographer for this photo shoot. I'm going to show a few pictures, but not an awful lot, but just enough for you to get an idea. But this is the photo shoot itself. Mr. Whittaker sure did set up some fun photos that the Beatles did kind of clown around and have some fun with too. So this is kind of a neat photo session of them just playing around. Before the Butcher even took place, Nigel Dickinson wanted the Beatles to pose together with a more conventional session to look for some of the magazines and for some of the articles and promotional stuff that was coming out for this album Yesterday and Today. So, was this a photo shoot of the Beatles' idea, or was this Mr. Whittaker's idea? Yeah, this was totally Mr. Whittaker's idea of portraying the Beatles in a more comical light. Mr. Whittaker also was the one who went around to different toy manufacturers and factories getting doll parts to use for the photo shoot. It was his idea to go around to the butcher shop to get pieces of meat to put around the Beatles for the photo shoot. And so here it is, the Beatles album Yesterday and Today, as it's titled here in America, but everybody kind of knows this album as The Butcher. Quite a controversial cover, that's for sure. But this is the cover of the album and the song listings, so you get an idea of how we in America kind of ripped off the UK by taking several songs from other albums, from Rubber Soul and Revolver, and creating our own album. So just for fun, I'm going to show you some alternate shots of the Butcher. And this one is Sam Houston, Texas, and this is a bootleg live concert. This is quite neat and rare. This is a picture disc, and everything that I'm showing you so far was not released in 1966. This is many years later. Like I said, the bootleggers really had their hand in doing this. They used the front cover for a lot of different shoots of the front jackets on their albums. They also came out with an album called Rarities, which this was the bootleggers version of Rarities, was this front cover. And in America, this was the album that came out called Rarities, which is kind of a neat, but I just thought I'd show you the front cover because it leads into my next picture, which is in a gatefold. So this is the photo that's inside the record jacket, and this is the photo that they used, so kind of neat. And you can clearly see that this one is definitely a paste over. So this was paste over the Yesterday and Today album of having the Butcher album itself. Also, there were many different color bootlegs made of this. This is just 2 that I'm pulling out, but I have many more that are all different colored variations of this. And some more different several variations as well. So here in America, people were outraged with this album. So much so that Capitol Records had to recall or destroy the albums. Many were destroyed, but many were recalled. And a alternate cover was pasted over. So I certainly don't claim to be any Beatles expert, that's for sure. I'm more of an enthusiast and a collector. So a lot of my information is off of the internet that you could also look up yourself, and there's a lot more information out there than what I'm sharing, but I'm briefly just going over stuff to show you. But then this is what's called a second state Butcher album. This is my original paste over. This is the album that they used, the cover that they used to paste over the Beatles Butcher, and underneath this was the Butcher album itself. As the years went on, they just pasted this over, so a lot of people went out looking for this album, and this is, like I said, my paste over. It's very hard to see where the whole Beatles Butcher is behind this album, but I'll try and show you. Mine was pressed in California, and right where you see the V is where Ringo Starr's black collar shows up. It's very hard to see it in the daylight or hard to see it in general, but that is where you can kind of start to look for the Butcher behind the album. The Beatles themselves enjoyed this cover so much that they even appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show here in America, and at the beginning of them showing the promo videos of Rain and Paperback Writer, they hold up a slide, and the slide itself is the Butcher, like a negative of the Butcher cover itself. So there it is. I know it's a quick clip, but there they are on the Ed Sullivan Show. So this is a still photograph of them looking at the negatives from the video that I just showed you. So even today, this album is still a controversial album and a very hard one to get. You'll pay a lot of money for a good copy. Even the one that I showed you was very expensive. Yeah. Golly, it's amazing, and the prices keep going up and up. So there you go, that's my video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and this was specially done for one of my viewers, Rick, over in the UK, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope the rest of you did too as well. So I'm going to finish up my video with another rare photo outtake of the Beatles. This is a 45 sleeve, an unreleased one that was out there, and an unauthorized cover as well. But I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you so very much for watching, and as I say on my channel, I'm out of here. Take care, everybody. See you on the next video.